Richie.
Hello there.
You're today here in Hamburg with the Winery Dogs.
I'm in Hamburg with the Winery Dogs, wrapping up our European tour. We've got a few shows left and it's been really great. And now I'm here with you doing an interview for this.
Right. Okay. Very kind. Richie, is there a difference for you as a musician playing with this band in Europe or in America? Is the response different?
Well, I don't really think so. You know, we play everywhere all over the world, and the one thing that's consistent is that the people that are coming to the show are people that are buying our records and they want to see us. So they're all enthusiastic to hear what it is that we do and what are the Winery Dogs all about, so to speak. So, you know, we're very lucky that we can go all over and play, and this tour has been great. It's been sold out, and we had a great time. So there's a real enthusiasm, thankfully, for what we're doing right now, and it's been really great.
You have been toured with the last album as well. What is the main difference for you between touring with the last record and with the new one? Are there differences?
Well, yeah, you know, obviously there's more material to choose from. On that first record, we had only, an album's worth of material, so we had some covers in there and some other treatments arrangements to the songs to extend them and that sort of thing. And this time, you know, we've got 2 records worth of material, so that's pretty cool. We don't have to do any covers. We can just do our own music, which is great. And seems like people are still enthusiastic, and it feels like, you know, the band is growing, which is good. You know, we could have did that record and, you know, went the other way, but we're moving forward, so that's always great.
Right. And what is for you the main difference between the first record and the new one?
Pretty much the notes, the melodies, and the rhythms.
I mean, style-wise.
And the lyrics are different. Well, I guess, you know, on the first record it was kind of interesting because everything was very new. So initially when we got together, we got in the room and we jammed, and we had these like little skeletons of instrumental song ideas, and then I took them and wrote lyrics and melodies and sang them, and I sent them to the guys, and I did 2 or 3 initially, and they were excited, and that's when we decided, all right, let's try and move forward. Somewhere along the way, I ended up bringing in some compositions that I had previously written. Damaged, I'm No Angel, a few other ones, Regret, I think this one. And so we did those as well, so there was kind of like this 2 formula way that we did the record. You know, part of it was collaborative, the other part was me just bringing stuff in. And then this record was different in the sense that I didn't bring anything in that was previously written. This time we literally got in the room and did what we did on the first record, you know, came up with little germs for songs, and then I took them and finished them. So that was really the formula, and I really liked that. I kind of made a conscious decision that regardless of what happened, I wasn't going to bring in any, you know, previously written material. I figured that if the band's going to make a record, it's going to live on its own. You know, we're going to do it from ground zero together. And that's what we did. And so I think we really came up with some cool things in this record. And on a production note, I think we did some different things. You know, we opened things up a little bit as far as what would be acceptable on a Winery Dog record. So I'm really happy with it.
Right. Thank you very much. Billy.
Guten Tag.
Guten Tag. This time you represent your new album. It seems a little bit different from the one before.
I hope so.
Yeah, and it seems it's done by purpose. Tell me something about that.
No, we just did the exact same thing we did last time. We got together in a room, wrote some things together, and then built songs out of them. And that's exactly what we did the first time. The only difference is we have over 100 shows that we performed together and toured literally around the world after the first record. So we have a lot of experience together, musically, personally, philosophically, checking into hotels and being on tour buses and being on planes. So all that adds up to a kind of experience that you gain together. So when we wrote on this record, I believe it reflects the experience we've had from performing a lot, being around each other and knowing each other better. So our improvisations are in line and in sync a little bit more closely than the first record. And it made for a very interesting record that we're very pleased with.
Right. Billy, could you explain what is tougher for a musician with a band, to create an own sound or not to repeat yourself?
Well, I think that it's important not to think too much about it. For us, and for me in general, and most of the bands I've been involved with, we don't plan too much. We just let nature take its course, as we say in English. We just sit in a room and, what do you got? I don't know, what do you got? And then we come up with something. So I know I automatically would maybe stop something that sounded exactly like something else we did. You have to be careful with that, because sometimes you can unconsciously do a piece of music and forget that it sounds like one that you already did. It's not an uncommon thing. So I'm careful not to do that. But other than that, we don't think too much about anything other than just creating something in the moment, off the top of our heads, improvisationally. And we look for things that excite us, because we're all music fans. I'm a big music fan. I have 2 terabytes of iTunes in my collection. I listen to a lot of music. So when something starts to excite me that we work on, I'm very pleased. And then we pursue that further. So I think we all feel like that, myself, Richie, and Mike.
Right. I mean, Billy, the new album sounds really live, really vital, really energetic. Is there still a difference between this record and playing those songs on stage?
Yes, well, every night is different. Every night is in a different room with a different crowd. Even 2 nights in the same room with the same crowd would be different. It's always different. So for me, live is where I'm at. I love playing live. Studio is good, it's wonderful, and it's great to document songs and write and have everything recorded so everyone else can hear it who can't come to the live show. But for me, live is everything. So I always am more concerned with performing things live than any other time. So when we write songs, we keep in mind that we have to perform it live, and we have to perform it accurately. So we don't create a monster that we can't play live, because sometimes you can do a million overdubs and bring in extra guests and string section and horns. Can't do that live. So we try to be very real in the studio, and we play really live. We do a couple of takes, and we don't do a lot of overdubs. There's no pitch correction, and it's real. It's a real thing. And I think people are pleased with that, because I think they can tell the difference between a fake record and a real record. Even though the fakes are pretty good these days, they're still fake. So we really sing, we really play. And when we do it live, we really sing and we really play. So that's an important thing for us.
Right. Thank you very much.
Okay.